How you doing? Hey guys! Hey girl, hey. Okay. Vlogmas day 2. I hope you guys are here for a story. Story time! So I'm going to talk about the twins' birth. I'm going to keep it brief. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how our NICU stay went. So, the twins were born at 34 and 4 weeks. And anybody who's had twins knows that that's not that long, but that's good. It's past the age that they can for the lungs to be developed. So I had them at 34 and 4 weeks. It was a hectic week. I was mean to everyone in my house. When I say everyone, I was mean to everyone in the house, including the dogs. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to deal with anybody. 48 hours before I had the twins, I had been to the ER 3 times with contractions. The first time they said, you don't have contractions. There's no way. They didn't even check me. They sent me home. Second time I came back on New Year's Eve, and they said, we definitely see the contractions. You know, your water is good. It's a little low for baby B, but it's still good. You're only dilated to 3.5 centimeters. We want to keep you. I said, no, I gotta go home. I gotta spend New Year's Eve with my family, which they probably wish that I had went and stayed in the hospital, because I was not nice at all. I didn't want to talk to anybody, look at anybody, and didn't want to talk to me. Okay, so fast forward, I went ahead and went home. I checked out after about 6 hours. I went home. My husband said, I am not taking you back to the hospital. I don't care what's going on. I ain't taking you back to the hospital. You're evil. Forget that. So I woke up New Year's Day about 10:15 after sitting in a window. And I'm going to show you the picture. I was sitting in a window just being evil. Just being evil. I didn't feel right. Nothing quite felt right. I got my fireball, guys. And nothing quite felt right that day, that morning. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna drive myself to the hospital. Everybody is still asleep. My husband was asleep because he got to enjoy New Year's Eve, and he had a couple drinks in him, so he was asleep. The kids were asleep. I don't think they wanted me to talk to them. So I got myself showered. I'm talking about a deep, thorough shower. Like in the back of my mind, I knew the twins coming this day. So I had a deep, long shower, mad, talking to myself. I said, well, you know, I'm not gonna wear my birth outfit because it's not gonna happen today. It's gonna be a waste of time. I get in my car, warm it up, and I realized I had on Ugg boots and no socks. And everyone knows when you go to the hospital, they make you put on socks and you gotta take off your shoes. So I went and stopped at Walmart, bought me a pair of socks, sat in the car for about an hour and a half and cried because I could not put my own socks on. I was like devastated. I was beyond mad, pissed off, and embarrassed because I couldn't put my socks on. Let me take a shot. So I went back in Walmart. Everybody knows me in Walmart. I used to be a manager there. Found a friend of mine, got him to put my socks on, went back to the car, sat there determining, should I really go to the hospital? I said, well, they're gonna try to put me on the monitor and wake the babies up. So I went to the gas station and I got me a honey bun and a orange juice, and I had that. Baby B was moving around, baby A wasn't really doing anything. I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to the hospital. Go to the hospital, they put me on the monitor. Anybody who knows about twins or has had twins, it's very hard to put them both on the monitor and keep them there. So the nurse kept being really rude and telling me that it was my heartbeat and I need not to move. Well, I don't know how I can't move. They're twins. They move around. Fast forward about 2 hours, nurse comes in, says she's going to lunch. I said, okay. Brings in this new nurse, says she's a new nurse. The new nurse comes in. After about 45 minutes, the nurse comes in, turns off the monitors, and says, we've seen everything we need to see. The doctor's going to come in and talk to you. I said, well, my doctor's on call, so is he coming from home? She said, no, it's going to be your MFM. My MFM comes down, tells me, you know, we're probably going to keep you in the hospital for a couple days just to watch you. Everything seems okay. I said, okay, well, I don't want to stay in the hospital, but if I have to, that's fine. I call my husband. I tell him I'm probably going to be here for a couple days. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm probably going to be here for a couple days. I'll call you when I know something. My doctor walks in maybe an hour or so later, asks me, why are you not dressed? Why are you not changed? I'm like, changed for what? Dressed for what? To have these babies. What do you mean have these babies? I'm not having these babies today. Nobody told me about having the babies today. New nurse walks in. The one that gave my nurse a break walks in, says, huh? I said, what is he talking about? I should have been changed. Oh, well, I didn't know how to tell you that you were going to have the babies today. You were already kind of upset. So I said, so the time that it's taken for the doctor to get here, my husband could have been on the way because we live 45 minutes away from the hospital. Now you're telling me I'm gonna have these babies. I had a whole panic attack, start going off on everybody. You know, I've got the NICU team coming in, introducing themselves. I've got the respiratory team coming in. I've got the anesthesiologist coming in, trying to get to know me. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. I'm calling my husband, telling him to come on. No questions asked. Let's go. You know, in the time frame it took for the doctor to go, have me sign the paperwork, him shower and get ready, the nurse had changed me out of my blue gown into a yellow gown, and all my bands, you know, risk fall, allergies, all of that. My husband has made it to the hospital. He gets to the hospital. As they're wheeling me out, they're wheeling him in. I can't handle it. It's just too much. I don't know if you had a C-section before, but it's totally different when you're in active labor and you're in pain and they tell you they're going to make the pain go away. You're kind of more willing to, you know, put your chin to your chest and get the pain. Well, when you have it, and you're not in pain, you're not in active labor, it's kind of hard to just stop and just put your head down and do everything. So it took about, and I kid you not, 35 minutes for them to calm me down and get me to finally relax, put my neck down. You know, I kept putting my head down and then looking up and asked the anesthesiologist, what's your sign? What's your favorite meal? Are you married? Asking the nurse, how long have you been a nurse? I was doing everything. I knew the severity that they were saying baby A's heartbeat was dropping, but I didn't know the full severity. So when my doctor came in, he was like, get this shit together. Your baby's heart rate is dropping. We can't have you take home only one baby. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Put my neck down, you know, and by the grace of God, baby A was born. It took them about 4.5 minutes to get him out from the point of laying me back and draping me. They pulled him out. I did not get to see him, but I was so high on medication that I didn't even notice I didn't see him right away. So they got him out. It was about a 4-minute wait for the NICU team to say, yes, we got his heart rate back, because he was born with no heartbeat at all. And bring him over and let me see him. He was so beautiful. I remember saying, oh my God, I got a white one. And I know that sounds bad, but I was like, I got a white one. And then, you know, 45 seconds later, here came baby B, my little chocolate bunny, Elijah. He came out, and I was like, okay, I did this. And then that's all I remember. I don't remember. You know, them putting them head by head, and I'm going to insert the picture. I don't remember them putting them head by head next to me. I don't remember how long it took for them to sew me up. I don't remember any of that shit. I just know that I did not get to see I had them at 4 o'clock and 4:15, and I did not get to see them until the next day about 6 p.m. And that was so hard because my husband got to go see them. My mother-in-law made it there because she was going to stay with the kids. So she made it there, and she got to see them. Neither one got to hold them or touch them. It was just the fact that I didn't get to do that really bothered me. I have an allergy to Tylenol, so I was on opiates for pain. So I was extremely high. And you guys have probably seen 2 videos from ago. The video of me when I was trying to record for my kids that the babies were here and send it to them, but I was beyond high. It just didn't go good. When I finally got to go to the NICU, that was a tale in itself, because even though I had all the bands on showing that I was the mom, my husband had been down there back and forth, and he was registered. They wanted my driver's license. Well, I'm in a hospital gown with a pad on. I don't have a driver's license. And then they wouldn't allow my husband to go get my driver's license. So I had to go all the way back upstairs, get my driver's license, come back down, register, finally get into the NICU. Now, I've never been in a NICU, so I didn't know that it was a bunch of babies. I thought your babies were like in their own singular room. So as he's wheeling me in and I see all these tubes on one baby, I'm crying and hysterical because I'm thinking those are my sons, and they weren't. My NICU team was amazing. I got to see them. I got to hold them for the first time. The only downfall from my NICU stay was my lactation specialist, which on my birth plan, I said specifically I did not want a lactation specialist. I did not want to talk to them because they're pushy and they're rude. And I'm sorry if you're one out there, but you're pushy and you're rude. Her number one concern was that I was on opiates and that I did not need to breastfeed my babies, which is fine. I was in tears before I had them when they said I had to bottle feed at first, because I wanted that one-on-one breastfeed only, you know, ideal perspective, plan. I just wanted to exclusively breastfeed my children, and it didn't work out that way. I still needed to pump so I can bring my milk in because they were born at 34 and 4. And she just took that whole joy of bonding with them away because she was there. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first time I'm getting to see my babies, the first time I get to hold them. I haven't experienced this since my oldest, who is 16, my middle, who's 13, and my baby that is 12. I haven't experienced any of that. I haven't gotten to do any of that, and you're taking that away. I'm high. For lack of a better way of saying it, I'm very high at this moment. So I'm kind of holding my son, but I'm kind of leaned forward and I kind of doze a little. I feel myself dozing. I tell my husband, okay, you take him. But before he can take him, she's taking. They're here. Baby E came out. Well, baby 2B, number 2. But his name is Baby E. He came out 4 pounds, 5 ounces, 17 inches long. Baby A came out, baby X came out 5 pounds, 15 ounces. Him from me and said that she doesn't want me to come back down until I'm off the medication. That was her first fuck up. I came back down the next morning to see them bright and early. She tells me no matter what I pump, I cannot feed them with my milk. Their NICU doctor, as well as my doctor, says that they've already started bringing my dose of opiates down and that it's a safe amount to feed them. She says no. She's going against my doctor and saying no, that I can't feed them. Even though I'm sending the milk down, they're dumping, which is really bothering me. My boys were in the NICU for 13 days and 17 days, and they got my milk once. So I was completely rejected as far as breastfeeding. Once they came home, I tried to breastfeed them, and it's not what they wanted. So that one take back from this whole situation is that because someone else made a choice for me without consulting and talking to me and only saying what she wanted, it took away from that from me. But the NICU was amazing. No matter what time of day I called, they answered my questions. If I wanted pictures, she was nice enough to send me pictures because my hospital did not have the capability of me being able to video and see them at all times. So I would have to call for an update. And it got so bad with the lactation specialist that I remember I did not see my babies for 2 days. I sent my husband, I didn't go because I just did not want to experience her. It's a very clean environment. They answer every question that I have. I was blessed enough that my boys were only there for temperature and weight control. So they had to be able to drink so much, which is 2 ounces, which they really weren't doing their first 10 days. They would drink what they wanted. For body temperature. So they a couple times went back into the incubator for heat and body temperature. But I was blessed that baby B, the smallest baby, he came out at 4 pounds and 5 ounces. He came home first. And my biggest baby, baby A, who had the respiratory issue, came home 4 days after he came home at 4 pounds and 15 ounces. So I was really blessed that, even with twins, they didn't have any kind of extra issues or any kind of things like that. But it was rough. I wrote out a whole birth plan. I'm telling you, I spent 3 weeks writing this birth plan of what I didn't want, what I did want, what I expected. Now, I've had 3 kids before this, so I have an honest and knowledgeable idea of what happens and what goes on, and I know nothing usually happens that you want. But the number one thing I wanted was to breastfeed them, and it just didn't work out. So, if I can give any advice to anyone going through this process or about to have their babies, first time, third time, last time moms, is that make sure that not only do you have a birth plan, but your doctors are on board with it. Do the delivery tour. I did that so I can kind of see and feel. So if I can give any advice to anybody that's about to start this process, go through this process, first baby, last baby, didn't know you were having a baby, my thing is to be your own advocate. Speak up for yourself. I said speak. been drinking this. Speak up for yourself. If you don't like something, say you don't like something. This is not free. You're not going to the hospital and they're doing a free service for you. Someone's paying, whether you're paying or you're on state. This is you. This is your body. You do not be that person that turns around and they're so upset that they never want to have more kids because you're not speaking up for yourself. The worst thing that somebody can tell you is no. And guess what? When you hear no, you can ask to speak to someone else. You can ask for a different nurse, which I did a couple times just for myself because I didn't have a baby in the room. And I had a nurse that would come in, that came in the first time and said, "I'm sorry for your loss." And as a mom at that time who had not seen her babies yet, I thought I lost a child, and I was beyond upset and just sad because I thought I lost a child. I had a nurse that told me that she didn't think I needed as much medication as I was taking and would skip my medicine, and I would keep calling and asking for it. You know, I went through gestational diabetes, which I had a Omnipod, which is a insulin pump, and I had a Dexcom that monitored my my sugar levels. I had this going on. You know, some of that goes away after you have your baby. Some of it doesn't go away. And for you to tell me how I feel or how I don't feel, it's not cool. I had a nurse that told me that, you know, just make it work. I have an egg allergy. I have gluten allergy. I have all these allergies. Fuck what I eat on a regular basis. When it came to those babies, I went along the books. And seeing as though I got sick a couple times while I was pregnant because I wasn't following my guidelines and wasn't doing what I was supposed to, don't tell me how I should feel. Be your own advocate. That's the one thing that I can tell you. It is rough being pregnant. It is rough going through birth, and it is rough knowing that even through all that you feel, you're going to go home and take care of a person or people or two people or a tribe, you know. So be your own advocate and just speak up for yourself. There's a fine line between being a bitch and just demanding good service and good care. Nurses go through a lot, and I applaud them for the job that they do. But if you're having a bad day, do not take that out on me as your patient. That's the number one thing that I can say. Because the same way you're going through something at that moment, it might go away in 20 minutes. But you don't know what I just experienced giving birth. You don't know if I have a take-home baby. You don't know if I have to plan a funeral. You don't know anything. Do not treat me that way. So speak the fuck up. And if your husband won't speak the fuck up, you speak up for him. You speak up for yourself. That's the best thing that I can tell you. Know that your birth plan may not go in the way that you want. They may not do anything. They may give you a magical experience. But just be prepared that things may change along the way. Things may not go. I had a whole outfit planned to have my boys, and I did not have that. I had a whole hairstyle that I did and made sure I did, and my oldest daughter helped me with 3 days before I had my boys, and my hair stayed in a ponytail the whole entire time, even after they came home. So just be prepared for things to not go correctly. But if you guys have any other questions that you want to know about my birth, if I missed anything, if you want to know how much I weighed, I can tell you I started my pregnancy at 236 pounds. I had them at 175. Pounds, and they were born at 415 and 45, so it can be done. I had gestational diabetes and all other kind of heaps of shit. I was taking metformin. I was taking so many things. I had a cerclage put in. I had a lot of things going on. Don't let the what ifs and the possibilities stop you from fulfilling your dream and doing what you want to do and letting your heart lead you to what you want. But I've had a couple drinks. I can see that I'm fucking up a little bit. So as always, be kind. You may be the only nice thing that a person has heard that day, and be human and know that other people are human as well. Until I see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 3, I love you.